Welcome back. My name is India, and today I am going to be sharing my first ever thrift haul video. But allow me to weave you a quick, tragic, but then triumphant tale. I saw recently a dress that I liked in an op shop that is nearby to my house, and I picked it up, wandered around, picked up a couple of other things, and it grew on me and grew on me and grew on me, and I took it to the counter, and somehow between picking it up and arriving at the counter, it had lost its tag. And sadly, because there is a policy that if your tag is missing from a piece of clothing, they won't sell it to you. Totally on board. I think it's totally fair. Sadly, because the tag was missing, they couldn't sell it to me, and they told me that it would probably take a couple of days to process and be back again on the floor. And so I was like, that's fine, that's all good. And so I went in the next day, just in case, you never know. Had a little look around, bought a couple more things, because there was something cute out that I hadn't seen the day before, and went on my merry way. And then I went the next day, and I waited and checked in with the staff, and they said no, not yet. And I was like, that's okay, no worries. I hope the dress comes out eventually. Maybe hope you guys know the one I'm talking about. Ha 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 ha. And bought a couple of other things, and then I went every day for a week, and I bought things every day that week. So I've spent way more money than I ever spend on myself or on things in a week. But it's all thrifted and it's all going to a good cause, and it makes me really happy. And I managed to find quite a few lovely pieces. So I would really love to share this with you and talk to you about how I'm going to use them. First cab off the rank that I was actually really pleased about, and this was from the day one purchase, was this little guy, who is now going to be, I think, part of my opening sequence from now until eternity, because it is just so damn cute, so darn pretty, and I really love the pattern on it. And I think it's just absolutely divine, and it's giving something that would sit on the stove in Howl's Moving Castle, and Sophie would put it on, and Calcifer would keep it warm and gripe about it the whole time. That's sort of what I get from that beautiful little kettle, so I'm really excited about having that. Day two, ooh, it's upside down. Picked up this little skirt, which I thought was very cute. Unfortunately, when I got it home, I realized that it's a couple of sizes too big for me. So I will be altering that at some point in the near future, and I'll probably do like an alterations video to show you all how I do that in sort of a big group of things, because it'll just be a bunch of little projects at once. But I thought it was a really cute fabric. It's kind of like a flannel texture, so it's warm, but it's lined with this cute little fox print that is just adorable. And this whole skirt is just giving me the most adorable autumnal vibes. It's kind of early, mid-60s, I would say. Actually, probably mid-late 60s, heading into almost early 70s, because it's high-waisted, it's kind of a mini skirt, but it is a modern skirt, so the brand is just there. So I only picked this up for a couple of dollars, but I thought it was adorable, and I'm really excited to be able to wear it with things like a little brown patterned waistcoat, and with skivvies like this one, and turtlenecks and sweaters and all of the like. And I think the pumpkin-y colors in this will be so cute over autumn. Next things next, I got this corduroy style jacket that is super cute as well. It's very Nancy from Stranger Things. So it's kind of cropped, but it's not quite at the same time. So it's quite bulky around the torso, but it's really warm, it's really comfy, it's soft. They had one there that was in red as well, but I thought the blue would match more of my wardrobe. So I went with this one, and I really love warm blues. I find warm blue to be just a really lovely, appealing color to me. It's one of my favorite colors, usually a little bit more saturated than this, but I think I can pair this with a lot more stuff. It's kind of vintage looking. I mean, you could style it so that it looked 1940s, a little bit Rosie Riveter-esque if you wanted to. Or you could go all the way through to like a 70s, 80s kind of look, I think, with that, which is great. I also saw this amazing picture on Pinterest that I shared to my mum when I was sort of scoping out ideas for how I would make the dress if it never came out, because I was totally losing hope by about like Friday. and it kind of looked a little bit like a Lena Hoshek dress that was released in 2019, 2020. It was part of the Men at Work series. It was called the Bootlegger Dress. I have had saved on just about every Pinterest board I have ever styled for myself, and it's just divine and I love it. It wasn't quite the same, but it was enough that I was like, yeah, I really want that, and especially for like $5. This is perfect. I can make this work for my wardrobe. But as I was doing the search to try and show my mother and my friends what this item was that I'd suddenly become obsessed with, I stumbled across this photo of a lovely dark academia style college outfit that was this beautiful lumpy sort of terracotta sweater with tweed trousers, and the girl's looking away all beautifully and mysteriously. I'll see if I can find a link to credit her, and I'll show you up here in the corner what the image is that I'm talking about. And so, you know, you've got that in your head, you can see it. Is this not just a great substitute for that? It looks really cute, styled almost exactly the way that she has done it, and I wore that outfit immediately to work the next day. The jumper here was $18 Australian, so about $9 or $10 US, I think, but so cute. And because my workplace is just constantly blasting air conditioning, I will still be able to wear this 80% of the time in the office. So it'll be fabulous. And I love to manage my cost per wear when it comes to items. I like to see the value of it in relation to my wardrobe, because I saw a little while back a statistic that said that most people on average will only wear an item, a garment, 6 or 7 times before they dispose of it. And that made me feel ill to think about, because fashion history dictates that fabric has been such a precious resource throughout time, and it's only been in the last 2 or 3 generations that that has switched and time has become a bigger resource than fabric. And so the idea of only wearing an article of clothing 7 times and then disposing of it, it freaks me out. And I know that there are nuances and layers to it, and that fast fashion deliberately makes clothes that will be obsolete, but it's still one of those things that I would like to offset that if I can at an individual level. I sleep better at night knowing that I wear my clothes absolutely to death. And I take a bit of pride in it, honestly, as well. So it's going to be a staple of my wardrobe, and I'm very, very excited to have this little jumper in my hot little hands. In Australia, we have a brand called Princess Highway, which is usually the go-to for all of your kind of alternative style needs. They do like dark academia, cottage core kind of looks. There's very much mushroom core, goblin core, all those sorts of styles are very much at play. You walk in there and you can see 8 toadstools at any given moment. It's that kind of thing. There's zodiac patterns on stuff. Alice in Wonderland is usually on at least one thing. It's great. It's a great store and I love it. And I tend to gravitate towards the more vintagey looking pieces, and I managed to score one of those. I have a cardigan version of this specific embroidery pattern, and it's in powder blue, so it's nice to have a bit of variety, and I can just sort of wear this with a skirt, like a light colored summery skirt, and I can go to the markets or things like that, or I could wear it to work as well. On Saturday, because my op shop doesn't open on Sundays, on Saturday, there was a weird kind of array of things in there. It looked like some eccentric costume party / explorer had exploded in there, and there were pith helmets. I found 3 or 4 different pith helmets while I was in there. But I also found, so this is a spat, as in you wear this over the top of your boots to protect them. They're also called gaiters, Gaiters. So they were very common to wear in the Victorian era, the early Edwardian era, and they are literally to protect your shoes and also kind of your stockings as well, if you were wearing those, from the mud, the rain, the elements. Soldiers and officers used to wear them during World War I. They kind of went out of fashion by World War II, but there are some uniforms that did still wear gaiters. It just depended on which military you were in. But these are from bloomin', I think it was H&M. They're an H&M thing, which I had never in a million years suspected would produce some sort of spat gaiter Victoriana type thing. So I picked these up with the intention of using them to pattern some for myself, and honestly they've kind of grown on me. I'm tempted to dye them a darker color so that this tan and black doesn't seem so stark against each other. It could be softened up a little bit to like a tea color, but these cost $4 for the pair, so like $1.50 US. I've wanted a pair of gaiters for ages. I've looked at patterns for them. I've looked at, you know, doing the cling wrap method and making my own patterns. It's always been one of those things that goes into the too hard basket, or I reason it out to, well, no, I should finish other projects first and then I can make myself some gaiters. So this is really exciting. I'm pretty excited about this. Today, I went into the op shop. It's been great. I've had a great day as a result of my trip to the op shop, but before I show you the dress, I want to show you something else that I purchased today. So I got this knockoff version of the Royal Albert Old Country Roses pattern, which is a very famous pattern of crockery. You can see it if you have a keen eye in the opening sequence of Enola Holmes, the first one, which always makes me giggle because as someone who has collected Old Country Roses in the past and done a lot of research so that I could purchase it secondhand confidently without purchasing a ripoff, it was very funny to know that the timeline for Old Country Roses is they're 50 years out of date, and whoever the scene dresser was went purely on vibes alone, which, you know what? Fair enough. Enola Holmes, it's not exactly historically accurate. If you look at Bernadette Banner's videos on it, I think Carolina does one as well, looking at the historical accuracy of the costumes and, you know, comments on the crinolines hanging in the dress shop and all the different eras and things and how the fashions are completely out of whack. But it always makes me giggle because it's clear that that inattention to detail for historical accuracy continued through to even things like, you know, crockery and stuff like that. I'm super excited about this because the bowls, I managed to get 8 of the bowls, 8 of the plates, and the bowls cost $2 Australian a piece, and the plates cost $3 Australian a piece. These ones were made by a brand called Crown Regal, which is fine porcelain made in Romania. So it's very cute. I have some real Old Country Rose already, but I don't have a dinner set, and the dinner set that I have is just a cheap IKEA one that my partner and I bought when we first moved in together. So it literally comes out to be cheaper than if I was to try and buy 16 pieces of crockery from Kmart. I looked it up in the shop because I was like, that can't be right. But yeah, so I am going to be using those as my wear and tear dishes because life is too short to use dishes that bore you. And I tend to subscribe to the, if it's an heirloom, make memories with it, because otherwise the people that are going to inherit those things aren't gonna want to keep them. I think it's better to have used something and have it destroyed in the process of being loved than it is to hold on to something and have it be disposed of by people who never connected with those items through you and interactions with you. I started collecting because of my great grandma, but I can't afford to purchase a full Royal Albert dining set. So this will be my next best thing. And so without further ado, let me show you the item that I have been waiting over a week for. So I was in the shop and I had actually given up, completely given up. I was not going to be going back in today at all. I was on the phone to my mum. I said, no, I've given up. I'm not going to do it. And she's like, oh, just go one more time. Go on. Don't even worry about it. Just go in and have a look and see if there's something that you like. And I was like, fine, okay. Yeah. All right. It'll improve my day. And so I wandered in, and one of the ladies in there, because everyone now knows who I am, one of the people who I'd never even met before was like, you're the dress lady on Saturday. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah. I'm stalking a piece of clothing like a crazy ex-girlfriend. This is definitely well adjusted of you, India. Good one. And so this lady spotted me and she's gone, oh, you're the girl. You're the girl with the dress. And I've gone, yes, I am. Like little flutters of hope blooming in my heart. She's gone, wait here, we think we found it. And I've gone, and I've frozen on the spot. She's come out with it, and it was it. I was so excited. I was so nervous about the tag somehow disappearing. I was so like paranoid that I literally pinned the little tag between my fingers and the dress just to hold it in place like a loose button on a skirt. And I walked around the entire shop just like with this pincer hold on the tag because I was not going to be leaving there without this bloody dress. Is the dress worth it after all the hype that I put into it? I think so, but I still also haven't tried it on. So we're going to try it on together and see if we like it and how we'll style it. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! So it is kind of like it's a V-neck sort of thing. It's almost like a pinafore, but it's not quite. It's got, it's actually quite a cute tweed pattern, which I like, or I think it's called tweed. I know tweed is a specific fabric, but I always think of like this tartany sort of Burberry-esque print as being, yeah, tweedy tartan. But it reminds me of that Ida Van Munster dress, which is made by Lena Hoschek. And I think it'll be very cute for like light academia looks. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So I think we can all agree it's not quite what I was picturing, and I didn't try it on before I bought it, which is, as we know, a fatal flaw. But you know, it's not that it's ugly at all. I actually really like it. I like the style of it. It doesn't fit my body right is the problem. So it's not sitting on my waist, so it needs to kind of be in like that. So it needs to have a bit taken in from it. And it's very short. This is very short for me. I do not wear this length of skirt very often. If you see my knees, it's the apocalypse. So you know what? You'll have to see me try and fix it and make it work for me in my next video. Thank you so much for joining me. You'll have to tune in next time for me trying to fix this into something that I love and will wear forever, because I'm sure I can do it. I just need to figure out how. And if you would like to see that, and if you'd like to see my other content, please feel free to click subscribe, like, and let me know in the comments what you think will help to fix this. Because I can see a couple of issues with it specifically. I'm not sure about what's going on here. This is not working for me. Oh, hi. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think in terms of fixing. Tell me what your favorite item is that I managed to purchase, and I will see you for my next video. Bye.